Hello, this is Hervé from ComicBookBin, filling you in since 2002. In a recent video, I showed a few panels from a comic strip I've been working on for almost 10 years now called Johnny Bullet. In the last few years, I haven't been able to work much on it because of work, but I never introduced it within the channel, so I decided I was going to talk a little bit more about it. I know the channel right now seems to be focused mostly on action figures, but ComicBookBin was about comics, animation, movies, games, and action figures for the longest time. It still is. So Johnny Bullet is a comic strip I started in 2014. The exact date would have been July 14, 2014. It's about a 1970s race car driver, mostly for NASCAR, but he also does other series. We don't see them in the work that's been done so far, but there's other series often. Like I mentioned, he's from the 1970s, so the entire comic strip is based on a 1970s ethos. It's something that I really like to do. He's a hero, anti-hero. He drives fast cars, chases women, and villain. The comic strip was inspired by another Johnny, known as Johnny Comet, also a driver. It was a comic strip by Frazetta. Beautiful art, obviously. None of my work is at the level of Frank Frazetta, of course. It's a web comic strip, which means that every week, when I was very active on the comic strip, I would post a new page. It's mostly black and white online, and the color version will be for a reprinted edition of all 186 pages of what I would call the first major story, or you could call it the first volume if you want. Before I can release the printed edition, I'm relettering, having someone reletter and someone else recolor everything. Color for the first time everything, so it looks exactly the way I would like it to look. So the black and white version will always be free online on the website. Free as long as I can, I guess. And the color version will be part of the book that will be sold. When I did the comic strip, I would post the new pages, the new strips in English and French at the same time. In terms of comic work, this would be the most important work I've ever done. I did a lot of other comics before, nothing ever published to this extent or seen by the public to this extent. And most of the other stuff I had was destroyed in a flood years ago. I'm going to stop now. I may talk about Johnny Bullet in other podcasts, but if you want to discover the comic strip, you can hop at comicbookbin.com/Johnny Bullet, and you'll find everything you want to know about that comic. Again, this is Hervé from Comic Book Bin, filling you in since 2002. Like and subscribe. Thank you.